Hello everyone and welcome to Victoria's Cantina. Today we're having a look at the Hasbro Jurassic World Dino Hybrid FX Tyrannosaurus Rex. Alright you guys, now looking here at the packaging, you can see what we have is a very similar box to what we had with pretty much all the Hasbro Jurassic World toy line. You get the red, white, and blue colored packaging with a twist. It's a little bit different. Quite obviously, you have the T-Rex there at the upper right. You have what's basically like a green kind of hexagon around it, packaging at the bottom. A little bit different, it has like a deep blue stripe, says Tyrannosaurus Rex, Hybrid FX, Dino Hybrid, Chomping Action, and 2 AAA batteries, which are included. And it says Hasbro at the bottom here, and then you get an image there of the Hybrid T-Rex. Back of the box gives us a look at the Hybrid T-Rex once again. It looks pretty dark compared to what the final product actually looks like in a very much more matte finish to the dinosaur, and basically it simulates there that it makes sounds, says spike reveal and chomping jaws. And if we look right here at the description, it says Hybrid FX Tyrannosaurus Rex. Just when you thought the dinos were under control, the ferocious Tyrannosaurus Rex is back. And this time, the mightiest dinosaur of all has a whole new defense. And presumably they're referring to the spikes there on its back. And you get the authentic Jurassic World logo right there. Doesn't mean that it's a great product, it just means that it's authentic Jurassic World. From the side, you basically have an open look at the T-Rex. And on the opposite side, we have another look there at the T-Rex dinosaur. Down at the bottom, it is just blank. There is no preview of any other upcoming dinosaurs from the Jurassic World Hybrid Dino line. Look there at the UPC for you. So I'm going to go ahead and get this dinosaur out of the box. We're going to take a closer look and see what this is like. My expectations are not that high for this, but my first impression is actually a pretty good one. So let's see what this is like. Alright you guys, so here is the Hybrid Tyrannosaurus Rex out of the box. And I did already take the liberty of putting in the tail. Just like with the original Chomping T-Rex, you do have to put the tail inside. The aesthetics of the dinosaur, as you might imagine, exactly the same as the Chomping T-Rex. It is a retool of the Chomping T-Rex. The differences here are going to be the paint, the action features, and the sounds. The paint scheme itself is sort of like this jungle green coloration. There's some tan on the bottom. It's a little bit blatant here with the lower jaw because it does look like a puppet somewhat. You also get something of a honeycomb type look along the dinosaur, and that's basically a carryover from the packaging. It's supposed to be some sort of DNA sequence or something or other. Doesn't make any sense whatsoever on the dinosaur itself, but I'm just going to go along with it because, you know, this isn't supposed to be realistic. You get the JW logo right here on the bottom. Now looking at it from the front, this T-Rex still has the curved jaw that the original Chomping T-Rex had. No idea why it has that, doesn't make any sense whatsoever, but it is what it is. Now one interesting thing about the paint job is that along the top it has this iridescent paint, and it's actually kind of cool. But it's just different. It's pretty unrealistic. I don't think, you know, if you were running around during the Jurassic or Cretaceous periods, that you're going to run into any iridescent dinosaurs, but who knows? That's what Hasbro did with this. So it is different. It kind of looks like, you know, this crazy sort of paint, but you know, again, we'll go with it because it isn't supposed to be real. Give you a close-up here of the head, and you can see that the eye is quite similar to the Chomping T-Rex. Has the slit eye. They didn't fix it by implementing the round eye as the T-Rex had in any of the Jurassic Park movies. You can see there's a bit of gloss right here from the paint. You get a little bit of that here and there. As far as the inside of the mouth goes, the teeth, as well as the inside of the mouth, are the same color as before, which is basically like a mauve sort of coloration, and you can definitely see the curving of the jaw right there. At the bottom, the T-Rex is basically colored tan, and there is a bit of a gradient that changes from the green to the tan, and it looks okay. Again, not very realistic, but it works. The feet are not changed from the Chomping T-Rex. I would have liked if they would have gone and given it some more surface area for a little bit additional stability, or, you know, widened the ankles just a little bit. But, you know, they did not do that. You do get the battery cover here on the bottom, and that holds in place the 2 AA batteries. There's a screw right there so you can open it up. As with before, the tail is extremely skinny. Now looking at it from the other side, the screw holes. What's very unusual about this product is that the original Chomping T-Rex was one of very few products in the Jurassic World mainline that did not have screw holes before. The only other thing that didn't have screw holes were the Titan Velociraptors. Unfortunately, we have the screw holes here this time. The only reason I can think that they might be present is that perhaps Hasbro just thought it would be easier to assemble the Dinosaur because, you know, it does have electronics and action features this time. And perhaps that was the reasoning. I'm not really sure. It's very unsightly. You get a screw hole right there in its face, poor thing. And it is what it is. It looks awful, but you know, if you're going to display this on your shelf, just have it face the other way. All right, now the moment you've all been waiting for. You do see that there are some slits right here. That's where the speaker box is. That's where the sound is going to come out from. Now, basically what you do is you're going to see the button here that the Chomping T-Rex had at the back. Go ahead and press that once. And the spikes pop up on both the front and the back. So interestingly, if you just tap the button rather than holding it down, you get shorter sounds. That one has sort of like a growl. And if you actually hold down the button, you get those longer roars coming out of the dinosaur. That's a very long roar. And just to show you once again, I'll go ahead and just tap it. So you get those shorter sounds. Love that growl right there. Very, very familiar growl, of course, from the first Jurassic Park film. This thing, it's definitely something that is quite unsightly and not something that's going to be probably the highlight of your collection, but I can't help but think that it's kind of cool on some level. Now mine does seem to be standing right now, which is good. As far as whether or not it's going to stay standing, probably not. And I do think it's going to be an even bigger problem on this version of the T-Rex for the reason being that it's more top heavy. You have the electronics in there. So I do think that, you know, without these legs being reinforced somehow, that it is inevitably going to be toppling over. So hopefully that's not as big an issue as I'm afraid it's going to be. But I just kind of feel that it's going to happen. And I'll give you a comparison here of the Hybrid T-Rex along with the original Chomping T-Rex, and quite a bit of difference. There's definitely a lot more going on with the Hybrid T-Rex. Not even talking about the electronics or action features, but the paint scheme is just a lot busier. The build, though, quite obviously is the same as the Chomping T-Rex. Another thing that's different about the two is you can see that with the original Chomping Rex, the button was more toward the middle of the back. With the Hybrid FX T-Rex, it's kind of more toward the tail. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so there you have it. This is the Hasbro Jurassic World Dino Hybrid FX Tyrannosaurus Rex. All in all, you guys, it's very much a mixed bag for me. I think that most people are either going to love this or hate it. To be honest, it is quite ugly looking. It's not really my cup of tea as far as the aesthetics go. But if we look at it in the context of which it's supposed to exist, it's supposed to be a fantasy sort of situation where you have hybrid dinosaurs being created, and if we just look at it within that context, then I think it's actually pretty fun. And I didn't really expect that I was going to be saying that about this dinosaur. It is actually pretty fun, especially when you consider the fact that the original Chomping T-Rex went from $16.99 to about $20, and this one retails at $24.99. You get the action feature and the sounds, and it's definitely a better deal. I always thought that the Chomping T-Rex was a pretty decent dinosaur, despite the stability issues with it. This kind of takes that and just builds upon it. On my rating scale between 1 and 5 stars, it's extremely difficult to say what I am going to give this Hybrid T-Rex. I can't just give it a score based on my personal feelings about the aesthetics or, you know, how ridiculous I think it is. I have to think about the price point, $24.99. I got to consider what you're getting for that price. You're getting a retool of the Chomping T-Rex, and it's actually quite fun for what they did here. Not the greatest thing that Hasbro has ever done, and certainly not going to be probably the highlight of your Jurassic Park collection. They gave us a pretty nice package. I really like the sounds. They are movie accurate in my opinion, and the action feature itself is kind of cool. It's kind of silly, but it's kind of cool as well. So considering all of those factors, I think I'm going to go ahead and give it 3 out of the 5 stars. Could this have been better? Certainly, but again, you have to think about it within the context of which this item is supposed to exist, which is a fantasy world of hybrid dinosaurs. And in that respect, I do think that at least the 3 stars is going to be fair, especially when you consider the fact that it's got all those screw holes on one side, which are pretty unsightly, and it still has the curved jaw and the stability issues that the original had, because it is standing right now, but it is a little bit hard to get to stand at all. If you are on the hunt for this guy, then I would say check your local Toys R Us. I found mine at Toys R Us, and as far as I know, that is the only place where they have been found so far. I'm really looking forward to seeing what else Hasbro does with the Hybrids toy line. We know that there is quite a bit more coming. So really looking forward to seeing how they're going to handle the other dinosaurs and see how they're going to look like. Because this is really the only thing we've seen from the line so far. And if I was to judge the rest of the line based on this, it's probably going to be a little bit hit or miss. Alright my friends, if you enjoyed this video, then I do encourage you to please like and subscribe. Let me know down in the comments what you think about the Hybrid FX Tyrannosaurus Rex. Be sure to follow me on Facebook and Twitter, and as always, I want to thank you for watching Victoria's Cantina. Till next time, bye-bye.